Hey, what's going on, everybody? This your boy James from What's Your Forte, and today we're going to be talking about my first year ownership with my F90 M5, aka Gumby. Let's get to it. So my first year with Gumby has been really good, y'all. So this is the fastest car I've ever owned, probably the best car that I've ever owned in my life. And I've owned a lot of cars, so for me to say that is really good. Kudos to BMW for building such a great machine. So Gumby has been pretty good, pretty reliable for me in the first year. The only thing I had to really replace and had an issue with, and this was before I even tuned the car, was the low pressure fuel pump. And that is a known issue on these cars. So I did get that replaced under warranty, and it was free of charge for me. So only thing, I was out of my car for like a couple of days, and that was it. So it wasn't that big a deal. The only other issue I know that's known for the F90 M5, sounds like somebody getting it. The only other issue that I know on the F90 M5 that is a known issue is the coolant reservoir tanks. So the coolant reservoir tank that sits on top of the engine is known to leak. I had some of my homies that had it leak on their injectors, and they had to replace the injectors. So you just want to keep an eye on it and just make sure that it doesn't leak and then hurt your injectors or anything else that can cause catastrophic engine damage. Other than that, I haven't had that issue yet. Other than that, car's been pretty good, man. I've done all the regular maintenance to it, and it's been pretty reliable. I will say that before I got into this platform, I heard some horror stories about the S63 and the N63 cars, and I was able to own one now, and I've had it for a year, and it hasn't caused me any issues. So all in all, I could say my first year, this car has been really reliable. I actually get really good gas mileage, if those are wondering. On the highway, if I'm staying out of like boost, if I stay underneath 80 miles per hour, right at 80 and under, I can get 25 miles per gallon on the highway, which is really good for this big of a car with this much power. And that's even tuned on 93. Now on E, it's going to be a lot less than that because E burns quicker than regular pump gas. But on 93, getting 25 miles a gallon on a 4,300 pound car with 700 wheel horsepower, I'll take that any day of the week. All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to walk around the car right now and just kind of tell you about everything. I've already did like a video telling you all the mods on the car, but just kind of want to give you an update on how the car is looking and how the car is running. Right now the car is running pretty good. If you guys have seen my keys video, I didn't run my best times at ACO, but mostly everybody there was not running their best times. I wasn't getting really good grip, and I wasn't able to hook the way I normally do, and it was hot, so it was killing the power, heat soaking and all that. I do think it is time to change my spark plug, so that could have been another reason why my car wasn't running to optimal conditions. I am going to Impact. I'm going to do my plugs and do all my maintenance before I go to Impact, and we're going to see what happens at Impact. I'm also going to be bringing my R888s. I wasn't able to bring those on keys because I know it was supposed to rain real heavy, and I didn't want to drive all the way there and it rain with R888s. Just wasn't going to be a recipe that I wanted to deal with. So you guys see the car right here, still looking good. The wrap on the car is still in pretty good condition. There are some rock chips, but as you guys can kind of see, the wrap still looks good, still looks really fresh. You know, and that's all just about how you take care of it. Wraps can go one or two ways. If you don't take care of it, it's going to look terrible. If you take care of it, it's going to look pretty good for you. So this wrap was ceramic coated. I've also coated it again on top of the existing coating, and I wash it pretty good. You know what I mean? I'm not like the most like detailed guy when it comes to washing the car. Like, I'll get in there and get the dirt off, scrub it, you know what I mean, all that good stuff. But I'm not like the super obsessed guy. This is a car that I do drive, and I do take it on road trips, as you guys know. So, you know, if it gets beat up, that's just part of it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just part of car life, you know? So, all in all, though, the wrap has been really good condition. Pristine wraps did a really good job, and there's been no peeling or none of the wrap coming off at any point. So a lot of people still think this is paint. So that just gives you an idea of how well the wrap looks in person. As far as the wheels are still in great condition. The tires still have a lot of thread on them. These Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's still have a lot of thread on them, you know. So I think I've put, since I've owned the car in my first year, I might have put right at 10,000 miles on it, maybe. I don't even know if it's been that much. I'll have to double check, but I think it's been right at 10,000 miles. And the carbon ceramics are still holding up really well. As you may or may not know, the carbon ceramics are supposed to last the life of the vehicle. So you really shouldn't have any issues with those. As long as you don't track the car, as long as you don't beat them up, they are designed to last the life of the vehicle. So all in all, the car's been pretty reliable. It hasn't given me any severe or any critical issues so far. All right, so looking underneath the hood here, as you guys know, I had the Armor Speed intakes with the Venturi turbo inlets. Also have the Golden Wrench blue caps there. And this engine bay is still hot, man. I tell you, man, the S63 runs hot. It's always hot, man. And this is the reservoir tank I was telling you about that you have to worry about. This thing gets hot because it's sitting right on top of the engine, and it can leak. And it can leak right down in here and leak on the sides and leak underneath it. So you just have to keep your eye on it. I do believe mine was replaced before I got the car, just based on what I've seen when I did the downpipes and I took it off. It did look like there was leakage underneath it, but the actual unit wasn't leaking. So I do believe that it was replaced right before I got the car. So, but all in all, everything underneath here has been good. This car is a pain to do spark plugs on because you have to take all of this off. You got to take the DMEs off, and it's just a pain, man. I'll tell you, it's just a pain. And she did not like that I was in her way, but thank you for not being mad at me. But I mean, I left a little bit of room, as you guys can see. There's some room to get around. But all in all, everything has been really good. I have been thinking about switching over to front mount intakes. You guys let me know what you think down below. You think the front mount intakes would be the move for me in this car? I don't know. Let me know down below what you guys think about the front mount intakes. But then the hood is held up very well. It is an aluminum hood from Souvenir, so it's held up very well too, you know. So everything all in all is held up pretty well on this car. And I don't really have any issues. Haven't really had any issues with it. And knock on wood, hopefully I don't have any issues. So as you guys can tell, I really like my car and I really like Gumby. So one question that I have been asked is, would I ever sell it? So everything has a price. So if there's someone out there that really likes Gumby the way it is and they want to throw me a good offer, hey, jump in them DMs. I'm always down to listen to good offers. Don't be playing around the offer if you would like to buy Gumby. Now, is Gumby for sale? Everything always has a price. So, you know, I'm not saying he's for sale, but if you want to throw a number out there and you're interested, just let me know. I might even take you up on offer if it's reasonable. Now, I do have a lot of miles on this car. This car is kind of one of a kind, so to speak, in the way that it's modded. So, you know what I mean? Think about that too when if you're throwing an offer in. But this is, like I said before, this has been the best car that I have owned personally. Between the interior, between the way the car looks, the way the car rides, the power it makes, the way it fits me being a bigger guy, the way it's so comfortable, this car has been great. No complaints from me. Do I regret leaving the G80? No. The only car I was considering when I was looking at this car was also an M4 xDrive, and it was given serious, and I gave it a serious offer to the dealership. They didn't take my offer because they wanted to sell it way over MSRP. I wasn't paying over MSRP for a car, and they didn't want to budge, and they actually sold it to somebody that bought it over MSRP, which is something I wasn't going to do. So, you know, so that just made the decision easier for me to move to the M5. I don't know if I ever told you guys that, but yeah, I was going to get an M4 xDrive. After I sold the G80, they didn't take my offer. So, oh well, y'all can blame the dealership. But yeah, man, the M5's been great. No issues whatsoever. And I've loved it so far. This car has been really fun. Having my first all-wheel drive car, being able to launch without spinning, well, most of the time. But it's been great, man. What's next for the car? I don't know, man. I kind of want to do suspension. Dinan has their rear toe links and the front monoball that I really want to do. I looked into that. Maybe coilovers. So suspension will probably be like the next big mods to the car. And I was looking at a front mount intake too. So if any companies want to partner with me on any of those items, just holler at your boy. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, probably that. And then, I don't know, man. I really don't know what's next. I'm not going to build the engine. To me, it's just not worth the headache. You know, right now I got a lot of the things going on that I can spend $10,000–$12,000 on instead of putting rods in this car just so I can run 9s all day long. It's, you know, it's nice to be able to say that, but in the grand scheme of things, is it really worth it for me? Nah, probably not. Not at this point, you know. So it'll just be bragging rights, and bragging rights, 12,000 just to have bragging rights. To me, right now, at this point in my life, isn't worth it. I'd rather spend that money on, you know, lots of other things right now. You know, trying to buy a house, trying to do some other things, invest that money, trying to make that money make me more money right now than just being able to say I can go 9s. I think this car can run 9s in the right DA, in the right temperatures. Right now, the best I've ever ran was a 10.16. Oh, that was at 2600 DA, so it was really hot. The car did hook, but my 60 to 130 was so slow that I just couldn't get the speed I needed to run 9s. So I think in the right DA, I know with Uku's tune, he's told me that other M5s and M8s have run 9s with this tune that I have currently right now, my E40 tune. So I know the car and the engine is capable. It's just all about having the right conditions, man. So that's what it's all about most of the time when you're racing and doing drag racing and stuff like that. It's about the conditions. So it's kind of tough to always compare draggy numbers because you don't know what their conditions were that day. You don't know what ground kind of surface they was on. So there's a lot of things that go into running very good numbers. So the best way to measure yourself against someone else is to go heads up, race in the same place, same time, same surface, and then see what happens. But that's all I have today. This is Gumby, my 1-year review. It's been great. If you're looking for M5, there's a lot of M5s right now on the market, and they got really good prices on them. I think it's a wonderful car from anyone. You know, most people say this car's too big, it's too this and too that. Drive one, then let me know what you think about it, all right? So that's what I got today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. I appreciate you guys' support. I just passed 10K, and we're gonna keep it going, man. We're gonna figure out what's next, and I'll let you guys know exactly what it is, all right? So again, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll holler at you later. Peace.